Hi guys, my name is Rok and I'm a tour guide, and in the next 6 minutes I will show you the best of Dubrovnik, Croatia, how to see it all and enjoy its best beaches in just 2 days. Start your first day at the top of the Srđ mountain, rising above the old town. It offers the best views and in the morning you can take the best photos. It can be reached by a cable car just outside the town walls. On the top is Napoleon's fort with an interesting museum of Dubrovnik during the war in the 1990s. You can also treat yourself with the most scenic coffee break or a delicious meal. Descend to the town walls and enter one of the best preserved medieval wall towns through one of its gates. Eastern Ploče gates with a beautiful stone bridge were used in the Games of Thrones. But even more impressive are western Pila gates leading straight to the heart and soul of Dubrovnik, Stradun Street. Street runs through the entire length of the old town, connecting the two gates. It begins with the big Onorfija fountain and is lined by beautiful old stone houses full of nice shops, cafes and restaurants. Limestone pavement has been polished by centuries of countless feet and was used as a filming location for various movies and the Games of Thrones series. You can't get lost in the old town even if you explore its narrow side streets. Limestone pavement, stairs and magical arches lead between old stone houses full of nice shops and restaurants. Sooner or later, you will stumble upon charming squares and beautiful Jesuit staircase, another famous filming location. For a refreshment, you can try something unique. In the massive defensive wall facing the sea is a small door, almost a secret passageway leading to the other side of the walls where rocky cliffs are facing the sea. This is the setting of a popular Buza Bar with amazing sea views. The brave ones can also take a refreshing dive from a cliff known as the Lion. Old Town has several churches, but the most important one is the Roman Catholic Cathedral from the 1700s. Like most of Dubrovnik, the previous church was crumbled to dust in the great earthquake of 1667, after which the entire Dubrovnik had to be rebuilt. Church is adorned with beautiful marble altars and paintings, but the most impressive one is Titan's Assumption of the Virgin Mary at the main altar. Dubrovnik also has great beaches with crystal clear Adriatic Sea. One of the most beautiful ones is Banje Beach, just outside the old town. This pebble beach offers a wonderful view of the city harbor and the nearby Lokrum Island. It has a restaurant, a lounge bar, sunbeds and canopies. At night it turns into an elite place for a good time. To avoid the heat, begin your second day with mighty Dubrovnik Walls. You can walk on the top of the finest defensive walls in the world that have never been breached and still completely encircle the old town. Walls were reinforced by forts and towers, and the most impressive one is the round Mincheta Tower, the highest point of the defensive system. The circular path above the roofs of the old town is about 2 kilometers or 1.2 miles long, and it offers the most amazing and unique views. After descending from the walls, you can cool down in the nearby Franciscan Monastery. Besides seeing a beautiful church, you can take a walk around its cloister, a covered walkway of the inner courtyard with stone arches and semicircular walls. Cloister leads to a small museum and to the oldest pharmacy in Europe that has been opened since 1317. Impressive detached Fort Lawrence on a sheer rock overlooking the sea was of prime importance for the defense of Dubrovnik. Behind its impressive walls there isn't much content, but the fort does offer a spectacular afternoon view of the old town, and its terraces are used as a stage for Dubrovnik Summer Festival. Another great option for a swim is on the Lapad Peninsula, a modern part of Dubrovnik with nice hotels, restaurants and bars. Here you will find a relaxed holiday beach atmosphere. Nice pedestrian promenade with cafes and restaurants leads to pebbly Lapad Beach with fabulous views, especially in the evening when the sunsets over the islands are spectacular. Back in the old town are still few gems worth visiting. Rector's palace was the seat of the head of the Dubrovnik state called Rector, the seat of the council and state administration. It was damaged by fires, gunpowder explosions and earthquakes, and due to its turbulent past, it has a unique mixture of different architectural styles. Inside is an interesting museum of Dubrovnik, where among other interesting artifacts are the original keys of the city gates. Not far from the Rector's palace is Loggia Square, surrounded by beautiful buildings, including the city bell tower with a clock, a landmark of Dubrovnik. Here is also a Baroque church of Saint Blaise, the patron of the city, and in front of it is a stone column with carved Knight Orlando from 1400s. Square has nice cafes and restaurants and is a perfect place to end your day with an evening drink or dinner. If you want to return to Dubrovnik, look around the square for a statue with a strange nose. Rubbing the nose of a writer, known as Dubrovnik Shakespeare, is a sign that someday you will return to Dubrovnik. To see a more in-depth video about best things to do in Dubrovnik, click in the top right corner. I also made a list of my favorite Dubrovnik tours and experiences in the description below. If you're still watching this, please hit that like button. Thanks for watching and see you next time.